Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn the functionality of the components of Microsoft Word interface. Before looking into the functionality, let's observe three things here. First, in the top towards the left of the title bar, here there are two icons which are in inactive mode. By default, when you open a new document, these two are inactive. When you write something, these two get active. At the same time, on the status bar to the left of the status bar, we see three items here, and when we start writing something on the screen in the work area, then we will see one more item that will appear here. Let's see the changes. I started writing something, so now these two items are active now on the quick access toolbar. At the same time, in the document information, this icon is active. Which one is proofing error. Once you start writing, even you delete it, the complete delete the text also, we will see these two things are active. And the third one, we see the vertical scroll bar here, but here we don't have horizontal scroll bar. And when we use the zoom slider, when we zoom in, then the horizontal scroll bar will appear. The horizontal scroll bar appears when a part of the document is hidden, and when again we zoom out, that will disappear. And one more thing that we need to observe, the varieties in commands. All these commands modifies the text. To do so, we have to select the text first. Here we see three varieties of commands. The first one, we see a simple command with a text, that is a letter or a graphic. So these are the simple commands. When we click on it, this will directly apply the effect on the selected text. For example, as we click on B, so this will make the text bold. And when you click on this will align the text to the right. So these are the direct commands. And the next variety of command is of this type. So we have some letter, either a letter or a graphic symbol with an attached down arrow. So when you click on this, it will not be applied directly. When you click on this, a list of command will appear. From that list, we have to choose one command so that it will affect the piece of text. And the third variety is of this type, where it is a combination of a direct command along with a downward arrow. So when you click on the direct command, it will affect the text directly, so it changes the text into red color. At the same time, we can also make use of the arrow. When we click on it, it will again show a list of commands. From that, we can select the desired one. Then it will apply the text here. Here this arrow is called drop down arrow, and the list is called drop down list. The same way we can see here, this arrow is attached with the command, whereas this arrow is separate from the command. When you click on the drop down arrow, the list is called drop down list. And the next type of command is, here an example, when you click on this command, so it will not directly apply it, so it will open a window which is called dialog box. The same way with this command, and the same way with this command. So this opens dialog box. And similar to this, for some groups, we have an icon here, down slanting arrow, which is called dialog box launcher. So when we operate on particular group commands, if we want to get more commands to do more changes, we have this icon which is called dialog box launcher. When you click on this, a window will open which is called a dialog box. By using this window, we can do more changes to a piece of text. Alright, when you right click the mouse button at certain places, we will get something else. For example, when I right click on this piece of text on the mouse button, when I right click the mouse button, we get a list. So here when we get a list, this is called context menu. This list is called context menu, and when you select a certain piece of text, we will get another small box which is called mini toolbar. So here in this case, in the work area, when you right click on the piece of text, you will get two things. One is mini toolbar, so quickly apply the styles, and along with that we get a list which is called context menu. We can see the context menu at some other places also, such as, so here is the word icon. When you right click here, we can see a context menu that related to the word icon. The same way, when you right click on the ribbon, we will see a list of commands which is a context menu here. The same way, when you click on the status bar and on the status box, we will see a list of commands. So this is the context menu related to the status bar, sorry, the scroll bar. The same way, when come to the status bar, when you right click on here, we will get a list of commands which is called a context menu here. This context menu related to the status bar. The context menu appears when you right click the mouse button. I mean when you click the right mouse button. Alright, now let's come to the main point, that is, now let us look into the uses of the components of Microsoft Word interface. Let's start with the top one, that is word icon here. Okay, either we right click on the word icon or we left click on the word icon. In both the cases, that is clicking on the right mouse button or left mouse button, it will show us the context menu, and when we double click on it, it will close the document, because there is something written on this document. Before closing it, it will prompt us with a dialog box whether you want to save the document or not. Either you save or you don't save. If you don't save, so directly the document will be closed. In the case of if it is a new document, so when you double click on the word icon, it will prompt nothing, directly the document will be closed. And what we do with this context menu? Before seeing this, first let's learn these control buttons. So this one is the minimize button. When we click on this, this will minimize the window onto the taskbar, and again when we click, the window will be maximized. And this one is the close button. When you click on this, the document will be closed. And how it is done? When we double click on the word icon, either we double click on the word icon to close the document, or we click one time on this close button to close the document. And this command is called a restore down. This icon is restore down icon. When you click on this, it will go to the previous size of the window, which is not is of full screen. When it comes to that non full screen view, then this icon will change its appearance from 2 squares to 1 square. So when it is maximized, now it will show us the command as maximize. When you click on it, now you can see it will change into restore down. When it is in this form, in the full screen mode, we see 2 squares. When it is not in full screen mode, we see only 1 square here. 1 square represents maximize, 2 squares represent restore down. Minus represents minimize, and the cross symbol represents close. And we can do these things by using word icon also, by using the context menu. When you right click that or left click, we see the restore. By clicking on here, the window will be restored. At the same time, by using this, window will be maximized, and this one minimize, and the same way this one will close the document. So these functionalities like minimize, maximize, restore down and close can be done either by using the control buttons or by using word icon. In addition to these functionality, word icon is having 2 more functionalities. They are called move and size. These 2 are not active now. These will active when the window is not in full screen mode. First let's restore the window. Now let us see these two are active now. Before using these two commands, let us see this first. When the window is not in full screen mode, so by clicking on the title bar, by using the mouse, clicking and holding the title bar, we can move the window throughout the screen. We can place the window at any place. We can move it to any place. For this, we have to place our cursor in this free area, here in this area or here somewhere. We should not click on any icon. In the free area, we have to press and hold the mouse button, then we can move the window throughout the screen. The same way, when you take the mouse to the edges of the window, so it will change into two-headed arrow. We will see this two-headed arrow in four sides, left, right, top and bottom, along with four corners: left corner, left top corner, right top corner, bottom left corner, bottom right corner. So this is a resize icon. We can resize the window in 8 ways. So when we move the cursor, move the mouse by pressing and holding, so diagonally it will decrease and increase the size of the window, and this will horizontally do, and this one will vertically do the resizing. So this is what the functionality of moving and resizing, which we performed by using the mouse. The same way, if you want to use these move and sizing by using the keyboard, we can use these two things. So when you click on the word icon, when you select move, it will change into the four-headed arrow. Now we can use the arrow keys from our keyboard, any key, to move the window top, down, left or right. The four control keys are there, four arrow keys are there in our keyboard. We can use them to move our window to anywhere in the desktop. The same way, when you click on the size, when you select the size, again it will change into the four-headed arrow. The same way we can use the icons, automatically it will move its position. We can resize the window here this way by using the arrow keys. Now let's maximize the window. Now let's look into the quick access toolbar. Here there are three icons by default. So this icon is called save button, and this one is called undo, and this one is called redo. As I said, by default these two are inactive when you open the document for the first time, when you open the new document. To activate this, we have to start writing something on the work area. Now I wanted to make it bold, then I do one more changing. I want to make it center, and then I change my mind, I want to make it place in the right side. Now if you want to undo or redo our action, that is step backward or step forward, we can use these two things. Undo will take the action to the previous position. So center we did first, before that left, and here the bold is removed. Again if you want to change our mind, again to do the changes, get back the changes, again redo. Okay, then we can customize these quick access toolbar. By default 3 icons are here. We can add some more icons in the quick access toolbar, or we can remove the existing one. In order to use them, in order to do that, we have to use this arrow, drop down arrow, that is customize quick access toolbar. Here where the checkbox is there, those items appear in the quick access toolbar, that is save button, undo and redo. If you want to put one more icon, one or two icons, we can use them. For example, I want to put this one, draw table. So draw table appears here in the quick access toolbar. If I want to remove this save button, so when I uncheck, so the save button is removed. So this way we can customize our quick access toolbar. So that's why it is called customize quick access toolbar icon. Okay, keep them as it is into the default. Okay, next below the title bar we have the tabs. By default the home tab is selected. When you open the document for the first time, it will open with the home tab selected. So the home tab is highlighted, and whatever commands we see in the ribbon, those are related to the home tab. If we want to see the commands for another tabs, we have to select them. And the first tab, that is file tab, is different from other tabs. When we click on the file tab, so the view is different. The file tab holds these commands such as save, save as, open, close, print. These commands are used to control the application. And the view, the complete view what we see when you click on the file tab is called backstage view. The backstage view appears when you click on the file tab. In the backstage view, we will see the complete details of the document, their properties. Let's go to the default setting here, and to the right of that, this one is called minimize the ribbon button. So this is what the ribbon, we see this is the ribbon. The commands related to the home tabs are here, and when we click on this minimize the ribbon button, the ribbon will be minimized. Here we see only the title bar and the tabs. Again, if you want to see the ribbon, we have to click on this. This will show the ribbon. And there is another method of minimizing the ribbon. When you right click on this empty space, we will get this list by clicking on this minimize the ribbon will be minimized. And when we again click on here, it will be maximized, or it will be showed up. And when we see this list, 4 icons, 4 commands are there. These two related to quick access toolbar and these two related to ribbon. So the top one is customize quick access toolbar. There, by clicking here, we can customize by selecting the commands which are already there. Or if you want to do more customization, we can click here. When you click on the drop down menu on more commands, so here we can add more commands from the different sets. There are many things to learn here, and everything will be done under this dialog box, which is known as word options dialog box. So this will appear when we click on the more commands option, or another method, when you right click here somewhere, we can see that customize quick access toolbar. If we click on here also, we will get the same dialog box. So that can be done here, or right clicking here also we can do the same thing, customize quick access toolbar. Along with that, this one, show quick access toolbar below the ribbon. So this is the quick access toolbar and this is the ribbon. If you want to position this quick access toolbar just below the ribbon, we can do it. How we can do it? Right clicking it and show quick access toolbar below the ribbon. So now the quick access toolbar appear just below the ribbon. If you want to take it to the previous position, again show quick access toolbar above the ribbon. And something about the ribbon, customize the ribbon. We already learned minimize the ribbon, customize ribbon. So when you click on it, word options will appear. The same word options window will appear when you click on the customize quick access toolbar or customize the ribbon. But here the customize ribbon is highlighted. So here we can customize the position of the tabs and their groups and commands. If you want to hide the commands or groups, we can hide them. We can disable them here also. We have to learn this separately. Now let's see the items on the status bar. To discuss those items, let me open a predefined document that I already prepared. By using this we will discuss them. Okay, so the first one is page. So it represents 1 of 2, that means there are total number of 2 pages, total 2 pages are there. Out of 2 pages we are on the first page, and when we scroll to the second page then it will be changed, so it shows 2 out of 2, that means we are in the last page. And when we click on this command, page command, so it will open find and replace dialog box with page highlighted. The page is selected here. We can give the number of that page to directly jump onto that page. Now look into the word count command. It shows the words, the total number of words throughout the document. There are 386 words all together in this document. If you want to get the more information, we can click on this command. So word count dialog box will appear. Here you will get the complete statistics that shows total number of pages. There are 2 pages. Total number of words 385 words. I think while selecting one word is left. Again click on the word count. Okay, now there are 386 words. Total number of characters, so 1752 characters are there. No spaces, means without using the space, whereas the space is also counted as a character. While counting the space, along with the space, the total number of characters will be 2128. Paragraphs, there are 12 paragraphs, and lines, there are 30 lines altogether in 2 pages. So this is the statistics about word count. Then now let's come to the proofing error. When you click on the proofing error, if there is no error throughout the document, we will see this document, the spelling and grammar check is complete. For example, let me intentionally make some mistakes in the word. So when you make errors in the word, then we will see a cross mark on the proofing error icon. So I made this change, so from yourself to you self. Again I change this word, I change this word, 3 words I changed. Now there are 3 errors. Now let's come to the beginning of the document or click on this proofing error icon. So first one, we can start from the beginning here. So now click on the proofing error. It will highlight with the first error. It will show us the most relevant words to choose from. Here if I select yourself, it will be highlighted. Okay, it will be changed. And again proofing error. Now come to space, we did it. Again cross mark means one more error is there. Here this one is computer. Once everything is done, the cross mark will change into right mark. By using this, we can change the dictionary from this one is Indian English, and if I want to change it into US English or UK English, we can select and we make set as default. Okay, now Indian English changed into US English. Now let's see the view buttons. By default the document will be in print layout view. It is print layout view. Print layout view in the sense that what you see, you will get the same when you print the document. So this one is full screen reading. So if you want to read the document, so we can click this one so that the full screen will occupy without having any formatting commands. We can use this view for reading the document. On the top of this again we will see this view options or close. If we close it, only this view will be closed, not the document. And this one is web layout. So when you click on this will show the web layout view. That means how things will appear on the web page. And this one is outline view. It will show the outlines with the headings and the respective paragraphs. For example, if I want to hide the paragraphs, only I want to show the headings. When I double click on this plus icon, so the context will be hidden. only the headings will be shown. Again, when I double click, so the headings will be showed. I mean the paragraphs will be showed. We can change the view here, or we can close the outline view also here. So this one is the draft view. The draft view, in the sense, it won't show the individual pages. So complete document will be seen as a single page, but only to show the difference, because this is the second page. So the page differences will be shown by using a dotted line. Whereas in page layout, print layout, we will see a complete different page with this page break. Now come to zoom slider, the zoom control. So here this one is the zoom level. So now the page is exact in the correct form, that is 100%. If I want to see all document more than one pages at one time, I can use this zoom level. So here by default 100 is selected. If I click on 75, so I can see 2 pages at the same time. Even if I want to make changes here, if I change the percentage, if I use 25 and I click on OK, so only there are 2 pages, that's why only 2 pages are visible. If more pages are there, then all these pages will be shown one by one here. I mean, we can quickly glance all the pages in one go, in one time. Or if I want to see the page bigger size than the regular one, we can use the zoom 200, or else we can do it manually by using the zoom slider to the left or to the right. Okay, when the zoom is more than the page size, so it occupies the screen, then we can see that scroll bar, horizontal scroll bar. Then we can use the zoom slider, or we can use these zoom controls, left zoom out or zoom in. So when we have the more zoom, then the scroll button will be appeared. Sorry, the scroll bar will be appeared. That's it in the video. In the next video, we will learn the functionality of the components of document view or document window. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.